Welcome everybody. We are excited to launch the first Italian chapter of AWE Nite Florence called Overview into the Italian XR ecosystem in the beautiful city of Florence, as you know, UNESCO World Heritage, and since ever the meeting point between northern and southern Italy. Tuscany is a region full of art and culture, and our intent is to connect its heritage to new technologies. Our aim is that of creating a bridge between Italy and foreign countries, giving to all extended reality professionals the opportunity to connect them to what is happening in the world, remaining an integral part of Italy. Ori Himbar, co-founder of AWE, will open this meeting from New York. We also invited three other important professionals of XR sector in Italy who will tell us about their experience. From Milan, Mr. Fabio Mosca as co-founder and CTO of Another Reality. From Florence, Mr. Omar Rashid as co-founder of Gold Enterprise. And from Rome, Mariangela Matarozzo as founder and director of VRI, Virtual Reality Experience Fest. If you have any question, don't hesitate to contact them on the Zoom chat, writing both in English or Italian. My name is Cecilia Lascialfari, co-founder of area6dov.com, where you can find all the initiative regarding AWE Nite Florence and all the AWE's international news. I am a creative technologist, aspirant journalist, and I have managed the organization of this meeting together with Anthony Vitillo. I'm happy to introduce Mr. Vitillo. Hello, Anthony.
Hi, Cecilia. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being come here to this AWE Nite Florence. So who am I? Very briefly, it's been working in AR and VR since 2014, and I really love this technology and everything about it. In these years, I've done many stuff, both as a developer, an entrepreneur, and blogger. So I'm a co-founder of New Technology Walkers together with Massimiliano that is in the audience of this event, and we provide consultancies. We also make games like Hit Motion Reloaded, a fitness game in mixed reality. And as a blogger at the Ghost Halls, scarghost.com, I always try to speak to the community about the latest VR gadgets, making interviews, and from today also make events together with Cecilia. So that's me and Cecilia. So introduce our first guest.
Okay, thank you, Anthony, for being with us today. And now it's the time of Mr. Ori Himbar, who is the co-founder AWE and Superventure, co-founder and CEO of augmentedreality.org, and also the organizer AWE Nite in the World. Welcome, Mr. Ori. It's a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Cecilia. So great to be here. And hi, everybody. Buongiorno a tutti. And welcome to the first On Night in Florence. Really want to thank you for joining us. I hope you're all healthy and keeping it sane with all the craziness around the world. On Night Florence is a meetup organized by volunteers under the umbrella of augmentedreality.org, which is a nonprofit with a mission to advance AR, to advance humanity. And our stated mission is to advance augmented reality, the industry of augmented reality in Florence, Italy, and around the world. And we do it by bringing together the best of AR with the best in the AR community in Italy. That's you guys. So thanks again for being part of it. Many AR pioneers came from Italy, and we have seen some great innovations and experiences. So I'm really excited that we're kind of bringing this meetup is coming to life to celebrate these achievements and to share it with the world. And again, help advance the cause of augmented reality in the world. By joining On Nights, you actually join a global network of AR professionals. They meet in over 20 cities around the world, just like here in Florence. Most of these meetups are currently online, and that's a great opportunity to share what's happening in different locations and create kind of this global community. We also meet in big events, in-person events. The next one that we're hoping will happen in person in November is in California. So definitely check it out on awexr.com. We also recently announced the AWE Academy, which offers classes for professionals that wish to gain new skills in XR. So far we have 2 classes, but we will add more and more. The idea here is to create classes by the AWE community for the AWE community. So if you have ideas for classes that you want to attend or teach, check out our page and submit it there. You know, whenever a chapter like this new chapter kicks off, a new meetup, it brings me back to the first meetup that I started back in March of 2009 in New York City. And it was born from the basic need to meet like-minded people and share the passion of AR. And at that time, there was no such avenue. So I started one. And that's exactly what Cecilia and Anthony are doing now with On Nite Florence. So I want to thank them for really taking this on. It's not an easy job to volunteer to run these meetups. And remember, they rely 100% on your support. So I'm counting on you, both as attendees, speakers, and really helping this community thrive. Based on today, it looks like the community is fully behind Cecilia and Anthony. I mean, look at the great speaker lineup and what a great attendance for a first meeting. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you all. I wish you good luck. Wish you will enjoy this and the upcoming meetups and spread the word about AR. And I really hope to see you soon in real life. So thank you all for joining. Have a great show.
Thank you, Ori.
Thanks, Ori, for the amazing and very inspiring words. Of course, this is possible because, as you said, you started in 2009 being a pioneer in this technology. So thanks for everything you made for us. And now I think it's time to start with the first official speaker of this AWE Nite Florence. It is Mr. Fabio Mosca from Milan. He is the co-founder and CTO of Another Reality, speaker and teacher of virtual reality technologies, and also a friend of mine. So welcome, Fabio, and good luck for your talk.
Hi everyone. So I'm gonna essay talk. Gonna share. You should see my desktop now. Let me get a little bit of timing just to not go too much out of bounds. So opening up our chit chat, I called it here today because we are mostly. I will talk about generally state of AR VR nowadays, what's happening, what's been going on, what's going on right now, and a little bit about Italy without doing names, without doing bad mouthing people or good mouthing people. I don't know if that sounds good in English. Yeah, okay, Tony, you already stole my first slide because you introduced me so well. So generally, I started doing VR in 2014, coming from I'm a computer science engineer, so I was messing around with Unity, with game programming. So I got then my first headset, and it was like this sounds good, this looks cool. I want to work on it, and ended up founding a company in 2016, which is Another Reality. And in another reality, we do many things. Generally, we take what we call spatial computing technologies. So we started from VR, and then you think mixed reality, augmented reality, generally spatial computing, and we apply it to businesses. So we do mostly B2B. We create platforms and solutions generally for them on many fields. We have been doing that for a while, various projects. I won't stop too much on them. This is just a sum up of some categories of applications that we do, from typical advert games to simulation learning games to phygital experiences. Now less phygital because something happened in the last year during March, so it's more digital and less physical. But here you can get an overview from professional trainings or production to virtual collaboration platforms to more advert games. We even did games. We did location-based VR entertainment until it was worth to do, because we're still in the end we are a business-driven company that we had to challenge the market, and the market in Italy is also kind of strange. So we don't live off investment. We have to live with the market that we are provided with. So spatial computing, what's going on? Is 2021. So just to have everyone on the same page, I think we like to think here in at least it's my opinion or our opinion in here in another reality. We call it, we are coming through the four computing revolutions. So first one was the personal computer, then came the internet, everyone got connected. Then came mobile, so now you have your personal computer along with you everywhere. Now we are going towards the spatial computing. So ideally, in few years, those smartphones will be on our head, and the various information, the content that usually you have in the web probably will be around the world, the physical world. And also you will have virtual world. You will have various virtual world. That maybe you have one virtual world that's connected to the physical world. Maybe you have more. Maybe you have only virtual world. This is something that has been going around for 20 years. Just think about video games, MMORPGs, for instance. Those were already virtual worlds, but now they are more mainstream. Let's say there is more attention to that side. So we are going towards this direction, and I think the investments and the efforts from companies like Facebook, Apple, Google, Amazon, the big ones, they speak for themselves. And luckily for us, we have seen the adoption of headset. This is public data from Steam, a platform that's mostly only PC VR. And the numbers are going up. We have not, let's say, we don't have 50 millions, 100 millions of people, but the growth is stable. Growth is quite stable, and you get the pandemic here, and you see that the pandemic lockdown kind of helped in the awareness of VR. It boosted it a little bit, but the growth seems to going towards a nice trend. So it's not a matter of if, I think, it's just a matter of when. It's going to probably go up. Difficult to think that it's going to go down, because this has been the trend. So we are getting more and more VR in the head of people because technology is advancing. And this was only PC. Then we had I think the introduction of standalone headsets, like, oh no, you're right. You don't see me in the camera. If you think standalone headsets, that's just with $350, if I remember correctly. Let's say 400 euros, you get an headset. No computer, no cable. It runs very good games. Also graphically appealing. At least enough to people to say, "Oh, this looks cool." And yeah, this is what's happened. Those were and also the quests. I'm talking here about the Oculus Quest and Quest 2. So even last year, when the Oculus Quest launched, it was already a nice breakthrough, because before that you had to have a computer, cable, an expensive VR headset to run what I say a real VR experience. So where you can use hands, where you can move. But then there is all the other parts of VR experiences that have been going quite well, which are more towards the video, the narrative, and this I think it will be more on the Omar side, because it's kind of interesting what's been going on with the Oculus Go and the new platforms that honestly I'd like to see more of them around. But here the adoption, you see, those are the sales of people that are selling games, that are selling, and Oculus Quest 2 launched, and you got 800% more. Rec Room got 205 more sales. SideQuest, which is another platform, got shot up. That was the launch of the Oculus Quest. So if you sum the numbers roughly on this and this, you clearly see that we are getting more and more and more. In 2016, when the first commercial VR headset launched, it was kind of impossible to be profitable even doing normal commercial games, while now it starts to be a suitable business, even doing just gaming and publishing them. Like if you don't do AAA games. Then there is the other side, the other flip of the coin. Let's say there is a whole part of VR, because those are big numbers, but we are still far from having it as a personal device to everyone. So you cannot say yet that everyone has a VR device. We are very far from it. And what location-based before was helping with was that people that do not have VR can go to locations and try it. But say the last year wasn't very good for this kind of business. So we saw some lot of businesses based on that business model, or based on location. All the fairs, expo, marketing going kind of down, also because they were living through investment money, so they have not yet revenues, and having delayed probably their revenues by 1-2 years, maybe even more. And probably in 2 years the tech is going to change too much, so they are kind of reshaping. Next, here just to give you what's going on, we got only VR. Here the focus is only VR first platform that had to change their plans and go towards PC, desktop, normal platforms that everyone can access to. This is very recent. Also, they deprecated the VR, Wave deprecated VR app because they are going to a broader distribution. The other side, you have app like Rec Room. This is very, very, very popular, that reached more than 1 million monthly active users. But I don't remember, honestly, if those 1 million are only VR. Maybe, probably yes. But a lot of their users are actually from desktop PC. So not only with the headset. I'm not talking about AR right now, because the real application, I think, of VR, the mainstream AR that is used, that does the numbers, are actually Snapchat filters or Instagram filters. There is a lot of research going on headsets, but it will be hard for you to use many times something based on the phone, that you go around and you see 3D stuff, because you watch it from the screen. So you watch it once for the novelty, maybe twice because you really like it, but it's not going to be something that you use every day, besides maybe the tape measurer app, or maybe the IKEA app when you're buying a sofa, you want to see it. And so here there is a lot to do. It's just a matter of the technology being cheap enough and usable enough to stay on our heads like glasses. But in the meanwhile, we have little Bernie in the Snapchat and the other kind of filters. So this was the state generally for the consumer part, but here thinking more about the industry, so the B2B, I can talk a little bit of what I saw, what I'm seeing around in VR with a little bit of, let's say, story. So first year we're like, okay, VR, what is it? It doesn't even exist. Then we had 2017, 18, maybe 19, that awareness was good. It was VR, AR is innovative, so you see it a lot of for a lot of marketing stunts, fairs. Someone starts to approach it. Then we came to the years where who wants to express, who wanted to really make a business with VR are surviving, are going on. The other ones left the VR market to the others. And I think also the lockdown now pruned, let's say, a bit who was kind of struggling without a clear business model or without clear expertise or solutions. But on the other side, the small ones here, there was an opinion of, let's say, small companies here in Italy that are very specialized in doing this kind of solution. But on the other side, there are very big companies, consultancies, big data, IoT. You can think of most of big companies that are related to tech. They are starting to invest into small internal teams. So they are or hiring or buying companies like actually mine. Maybe they are buying Anthony, I don't know, or teams that. Anyway, the expertise of doing VR AR is starting to get recognized from the big companies, and they understand from the trends that in few years this will be very, very mainstream and very, very important to be present in the market, to study this kind of or even what to do with those kind of technologies. And so they are actually investing a lot, even in Italy. And if you consider that Italy is, I think, 1 to 2 years behind compared to like America, that's a kind of good sign. Also the lockdown, what happened? So it came the lockdown. Before we had all this kind of stuff going on in VR, virtual events, you have a VR chat, etc. But business speaking with the companies, we were more like, oh, virtual events, why would I need it? I need the headset, I need this kind of stuff. No. From March, everyone is like, okay, you can't do any more physical events. What do we do? And everyone turns and goes around looking for, okay, I need a virtual event. And the fun part is that there is a problem. I'll tell you for everyone, there is a problem of vocabulary, because this is what I think is a virtual event. And Tony, sorry, this I stole it from your website. But this is an event from VR chat. And it could be again, but for a lot of people, this is a virtual event. So this is actually what we are doing like right now. That's a virtual event. Also because, and they start to fight to fight the concept when, because they contact companies that do virtual reality, and they're like, we'd like a virtual event. And you talk with those people and you're like, how many participants do you have? 2000. All right. How do you get them in VR? 2000 people. All right. I didn't thought about that. Do you buy 2000 headset? No, you don't. It's too expensive for every participant. And so they go back to a more or gaming solution, let's say, more 3D one without headsets, or they go with the virtual core. So to close it and sum it up, I think we are in a kind of transition period where VR is getting more mainstream, but is not enough mainstream to consider a physical device and do everything in VR. So on the other side, we are getting back to more traditional medias like gaming, voice chat, video chat, digital ones. So we are using more digital than before. We are not ready yet to transition wall in more AR, VR, but it's going well. So it's something more about stay alive now and using the opportunities even in VR, because next year will be very good. Is nothing compared to 2016, 2017, but realize that now, even through the lockdown, we are in a transition period. So we have to use more web-based technologies, 3D technologies, and then slowly go towards the spatial and the VR. And that's it for me. Almost in time.
Oh.
All right?
Yes. If
Thank
someone
you.
has some questions for Fabio, please write them in the chat and he will answer for you. Please, Cecilia, now we can hear you.
Now we have Mr. Omar Rashid, co-founder Gold Enterprise, our winning VR storyteller, who also realized many projects that have enhanced the city from which tonight's event takes name. Welcome, Mr. Rashid. Thank you to be here.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Omar, and I don't know if you see me. I'll share my screen. Okay. Okay. So, I'm Omar from Gold, and I'm from Florence, so I have the honor to be at home today. And I start Gold in 2003 as a streetwear brand at the beginning, but the idea was always to take care about details and always do something good. And of course, like my passion was cinema since everything. I mean, all my life I love cinema. I love watching movie, reading stories. So like the storytelling is something that it's really part of my background. In 2015, thanks to Giovanni, that is in Giovanni Landi, that is here even today, watching. He introduced me the like the first VR video that I saw. Actually, first of all, like he showed me some CGI that was like inside how you call it, like in the blood. So like was something really all the red, like all the messy. The first thing that I said to him is that's never gonna happen. Like this thing is never gonna work. Then he showed me a video and I realized that there was a potential. Like the approach that Gold has, that I had, it's to look the VR language as how it was for the cinema language. So something really new, something really with the grammar to write. And so like for me, like always I said that the two big master of VR are the Lumiere brothers and George Méliès, because they approach this the technology of the video like the Lumiere brother, they are the inventors of the cinema, as we know. The first thing that they understood was the power of the show location that was inaccessible for most of the people. And Méliès used like the illusion. He was an illusionist, and he bring like his background to apply to the video editing. So like in 2016, we did our first project with Elia Germano, that is a great actor from Italy. Like our idea, it was to explore the language of VR, bringing the people to the hotspot that was spontaneous, without any support of the government or anyone. So like our idea was to bring the audience inside that place and also like the name No Borders for us was also the idea of don't having borders of the frame that we are. I mean, like anyone saw all the documentary or movie in this way. Then like I'll show you like really fast some of our project. But the idea the year after was to, as I said, bring something that was the basic of the cutting for doing like illusion or stuff like that in the cinema and apply to the VR. And so like with the Drum Possible, that is basically is actually I can run for a bit like a video, like the same drummer that plays in 3 time in 3 different place in the spot in the same space. And like the idea was to create something that was impossible to see in real life, but with VR was possible. Same thing with like some the years after. The idea was to use the cut to create. Even here, there was the dancer that was changing his outfit, just covering for a second in using the seat of the car. Again, I'll send you the link. It's easier to watch it than telling. But again, like the idea was cut and paste. That's it. And again, create something magic, but with the real feeling. I'll go fast with those that I'll send you all the links in the slide. But like something that for me it's really important is okay. Like one project was to show Florence empty, as we saw at the beginning of this video with for the presentation of AWE Nite Florence. But for me was something that I had in my mind a long time ago. Like I think was one of the first idea that I had when I want to create a story for VR. And basically like it looked like app for tourists to show Florence with people, and in a second it became empty. That was before the lockdown, like we shoot 2-3 years ago, and like we finished we presented in December 2019 in Trieste Trieste Science Fiction Film Festival. And so like again, like there was the double storytelling that in a way like you misdirect the people, the audience, showing something that is not, that it was the app for tourists, and then having a story that was, let's say, science, political fiction. But that, okay, I'll attach this first. That was the drive to let me do lockdown, like the day after. I mean, the day after the lockdown in Italy, I start moving myself to do like a documentary, let's say a documentary about what we was living, because as I said, doing the Firenze VR movie, I know the power of the empty and the space empty in VR. And so like my mission was to film 5 cities to represent Italy. That was Florence, of course, Rome, Milan, Venice, and Napoli, to show them empty when everybody was at home. And again, like knowing the language was the superpower of this operation, because immediately I had the idea to do that. I want to show you another project that for me is really important. That what Fabio says is that slowly everybody is getting a VR headset. That it's true, but my idea is, my opinion is that still, like the direction that VR had is too related to gamers or like people that already know technology. My goal was to put the headset to everybody. Everybody like in the cinema. So with the Segnale d'Allarme, that is 1 hour and 10 video of, it's not a video of play, but is a play remodulated for VR. And basically the audience sit in a theater and wear the headset, and it's be like it start to see the movie in another seat in another theater. That is where we film the Segnale d'Allarme, and the idea is, I mean, all the audience around the camera was actors, so something happened even in the around you, so it's not just frontal. And so like for us was I did that with Elio Germano again, and the idea was to bring this content in the theaters. So at the beginning we had the 10 headsets, then 20, then now we arrived to have more than 100 Oculus Go, because something that I forgot to say is that my focus is only in 3D off. I know that all the VR is going 6D off, but I think that to arrive to as much people as possible, we need to go slow. And 3D off, it's already a shock for, I mean, like even someone of my generation. I'm 41, so I see a lot of people that are really shocked when they see some video in 360. So again, like my idea is to do something really close to cinema. So having a beginning, having an end, but the possibility to look around. And with that, like we start, I mean, we filmed in February 2019, and we start going for theater in May, and it's still going. And even now that, I mean, like for us was really important the social experience, because as I said, like the inspiration for me is Lumiere Brothers. So again, like I see what was the cinema at that time. It was a social event, and so for me, the VR projection, social, are something really strong. But for now, that I mean, like of course, we stopped as everyone during the first lockdown, and because we had the right content and just with a sanificator, we are one of the reality that start right immediately when we could. So when the theater and the cinema reopened, we start moving again until the second lockdown. But at that time, we had the idea to do deliveries. So we bring like the people go. We did a partnership with uh, some libraries, and the people go to the library, pick the VR headset, bring it at home, watch the film, and they bring it back the day after. We skip all like we remove the remote, so like you get the Oculus Go, wear it, and you start immediately with the experience, and that's it. And that's something that bring us like keeping around during this time. Something that okay, I think I'm almost at the end, so I closed. Something that for me is really important is that we had the content before the coronavirus arrived. So we had the opportunity to bring it around in different way and not do something like in the right now we always listen people asking to us even to create something that is transition. I mean, like to bring a play for theater and bring it in streaming. That it couldn't work because it's a different media. So again, like I'm totally agree with Fabio. Like before the pandemic, everybody was looking at us as alien, and now they look as something, as someone that can save some project. So I think I'm at the end of my time.
Yes.
Sorry, I had a lot of project to just last things. We did the new production. Now we are working on the post-production in this moment, and our goal now is to let became one of the audience, one of the character. So in this time you'll be inside the scene. I hope to be that like what I said it's had some sense, and I'll or Cecilia, I'll send you the slide, all the slide as the video. So if you want to send me some question, I'll glad to answer. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Omar. And now we have Mrs. Mariangela Matarozzo, founder and director VRI Virtual Reality Experience Fest, CEO Iconia Lab. Welcome, Mrs. Matarozzo. Thank you to be here.
Hi, Cecilia. Hi, Anthony. And hi, everybody. Thanks for inviting me to this amazing conversation. It's my pleasure to be here. I prepared a short presentation of my festival, and I would like to spend just a few words for telling something about me and about my background. So just a moment, please. No, it's not. Sorry. I had another one, okay. Okay, I'm Mariangela Matarozzo. I'm based in Rome, and I'm the founder and the director of the VR festival. I've been working in the culture event from the last 15 years. Before this experience, I worked in a big company as a director, human resources director. This is in the last 15 years, I had another interesting experience that was the co-founding and directing of another interesting festival that was completely dedicated at the mashup, remix, and experimental cinema. The festival was held for 3 editions from the 2012 to the 2014, and we had also Peter Greenway at the 3rd edition as our president, and he was with us in Lectio Magistralis. In the 2017, 3 years ago, I think about something new that I hope could be interesting for the audience, and I wrote this project. At that time, it was a pioneer era, because when I tried to scouting and to select VR film, there is not so much interesting. After 1-2 years, the things changed, and now we are some interesting film that we can select. Okay, before talking about the festival, it's my pleasure to share with you the final video of the last edition. Okay, this is the final video of the second edition of my festival that was held last October.
Salve a tutti e benvenuti in questo fantastico mondo tutto virtuale.
Sono Mariangela Matarozzo, fondatore e direttore artistico di VRE, Virtual Reality Experience.
Many people in the same room and they try different experiences.
Una tecnica di stimolazione non invasiva del cervello.
Okay, this was the video of the last edition, and just a few words for the results of the festival. We have chosen 22 VR works in our official competition that were uploaded in a Bre channel on a digital platform that was available in 150 countries. The access was for free because one of our aim is the dissemination of the artworks and the audience development. So for this reason, we decide to access for free. We have chosen also 7 VR interactive from international interactive works, and that you have seen something in the video. And then we have 12 talk masterclass panel keynote, and 45 speakers were with us. We were present in 4 locations. You have seen some of the beautiful locations that host the festival, and we had 2 art performances in Villa Marini. What is the concept of the festival? The festival was born to explore the impact of the extended reality on art, on cinema, but not only in this field, but also in the culture and social life in our present and in our future. From last edition, the festival will focus the content according to the 17 goals of the 2030 agenda, because we believe that we can help people to raise awareness of problems that are the poverty, the deprivation of gender discrimination, and we try to propose content that talk about these topics. We think that VR is a medium with an high potential that is able to enrich the empathy and to enrich the empathy, and because people that live the situation in the is something different from that they live during the day life. So we think that our festival is something that is between culture and is also a sort of hub, because we work in different projects concerning the impact of XR and social and cultural situation. With us, we have a scientific committee with 7 people coming from a university, some artists and researchers, and we are proud to have these people with us. In this slide, you can see our partner. We have international festival. We have important company. I thanks Fabio and another reality that was with us and organized a talk. And we had also with us the collaboration with the embassy and Cultural Institute, with also collaboration with the university. And how is our festival, the structure of our festival? The main section are 4. There is an official selection, and also for the next year we are gonna to select 25 international works, And we hope to realize a VR theater such as the first edition. In the first edition, we set up as a VR theater with 4 seats, 46, and with 40 Oculus standalone. And we continuing to upload and to use the digital way for the selection. We choose a platform, a digital platform. And the other section is related to the VR interactive. We will set some a cutting-edge selection of VR experience. We are choosing some art performance, and then at the end we want to organize some talk and masterclass with our partner. Last year, due to the coronavirus, we needed to choose an hybrid format. For this reason, we were physical on site in some location that you have seen in the short video, but we was also on a digital platform, and we were virtual because the festival was one of the satellite event of VR days. So we were in the Laval world virtual. And this is what the main topics about the festival. So please, if you want to make some question, please feel free to write in the chat something.
Okay, so thanks, Mariangela, for your speech about the festival and interesting experience. There were some problems with the slides, so maybe you can share them with everyone later on.
Okay.
For now, for the remaining 5-6 minutes, we'll try to make the final debate with all the three speakers. We have chosen as the theme for this first debate, since we are at the beginning of the year and everyone is wondering what is going to happen this year. What are the predictions for this year and the few next ones about AR and VR? So Fabio, you already gave us some insights in your interesting presentation, but maybe can you go a bit further? So you talk a bit about the market, but what about the technologies that we can expect this year to come?
So we're talking about the horoscope of technology, right? Something like this.
Yes.
Oh, well, technology. Well, we can expect $40,000 headsets coming out, like the Canon one, maybe. No, anyway, jokes apart. I think technology-wise, that I hope that some real competition to the Quest is going to come, because there isn't real competition in this field, and it could be too late in 2 years, because let's say quality and price wise there is no competition in that sector, and I know that they are selling at loss probably, but
yes.
AR has still some long way, honestly. I do not expect it to happen much to happen during the 2021, but probably 2022. Like probably Apple is going to launch something more like expect more the VR headset that see outside with pass through, very super cool, and it's going to launch, and there will be it will be a real challenge there for the market, even for Facebook and for the other players, because Apple can play their cards selling an headset that sells only the hardware of the headset, while the computing power can be the iPhone, and probably everyone will be fine to plug their 1K iPhone to the headset and be like, oh, the headset costs only $400, and you're like, no, it costs $1K and $400, but the perception will be 400, while other players like Facebook, like everyone else, they will have to compete with that, with the target price of $400, but against the computing power of people with $1K iPhone and the headset. So it's going to be a challenge there. I also think that's where the aggressive policy of Facebook is coming through the fact that you need an account, because that's where they do money, actually, the advertising. And yeah, that's it. I'm also waiting AR side the Tilt 5 headsets for the AR part.
Sure.
Yeah, the not good at everything glasses like the HoloLens or the Unreal of the Magic Leap, but some specific vertical, say vertical business sector headset, but it's more affordable. Want to see how it develops there.
Cool. So after this overview about the technologies, I want to ask another opinion for Omar. So from a storytelling techniques, so we know that people are experimenting with different ways of creating stories and videos and virtual reality, mixed reality. And I want to know if, in your opinion, this year we're going to find a new special source to create stories and mixed reality, augmented reality, extended reality, whatever name you want to give to it. So, Omar, what's your forecast on this? You're muted anyway.
Yeah. As I said, for me, it's important for the moment, like the content, it has to be think about 360. I mean, the example that I showed before about Firenze VR or even lockdown are perfect for this kind of language. Doesn't work if you, I mean, the same like lockdown bring you inside the hotspot in Italy that everybody knows empty. Watching the same image in a frame is not power enough. So like as I said, like that content it fit perfect for this box. For augmented reality, I think it's too early to. I mean, we still don't know how to use the storytelling in VR, and so like 6D off and augmented reality. I think they need a little bit more time for it, even for the headset, because I think the biggest problem of VR is that the device is not good enough of the opportunity. And 6D off, it's the problem for me is that what we do for in 3D off is watching this, is showing the same content at more than 100 people at the same moment. In 6D off, you can't, and that's until it's everybody has his own headset. It's a problem because it's full of great content, but nobody can see it, and that's like what doesn't help for me, like the industry of entertainment.
Okay,
I don't know if I answer.
Okay, so since we are already a bit late, so Mariangela, just a simple fast question. So you organized the Virtual Reality Experience Festival in Rome this year, the last year, during the pandemic. I imagine all the problems. So how do you think you're going to create a new version also in 2021? And how do you think that events will be in this year? So still virtual or a bit virtual and a bit physical?
Anthony, last year it was so hard for the festival at the beginning of the lockdown because all the festival were called to decide in which way to held the event. I asked myself in which way I can't realize the event, and I think that the hybrid format and to mix the physical location where is possible and the digital and hopefully the virtual next year is a good combination for reach a big audience. So for developing the audience, this is in my opinion is an important way to mix, and I think also that is important because when in the first edition I was local based in Rome, I had only people from Rome, but sharing and uploading and if the experiences, if the works are available in other countries and are available free, I think that is my goal, the goal of my festival, because it's important that many people could appreciate what we can do in the cinema and in the art, and can reach also the talk that we are going to prepare. So I think that a mixed format and hybrid format is the way that I would like to follow for the next edition.
Okay, so I would love to speak with you three even more about what is going to happen this year and next year, but the time has flown very, very fast. So we are at the end of this interesting event. So first of all, let me thank you all the speakers, so Omar, Fabio, and Mariangela. Also, Ori that organized the AWE, and Cecilia that has put lots of work to organize all of this. So I invite you before you leave to register to the next event of the AWE Nite Florence. It's going to happen on February 25th. Cecilia will put a link in chat on how you can join. And also, if you want, you can also follow Cecilia on rs6dov.com. So thanks, everyone. Cecilia, I leave you the final word.
Thank you all, and have a good day.
All right.
Have a good day in VR, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.